What is up, guys? Pizza here, obviously, and today we're back with more ClassicCraft. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks, probably. And so now, all I'm going to do is focus on making a mad dash back to wherever home actually is. Because, yeah, last time we did some adventuring, some spelunking, got plenty of wood for the barn that we're actually finally going to build in this episode. Unfortunately, all that extra spelunking means that I am down to 1 heart, desperately have no idea where I'm supposed to be going, and I need to find my home. I need to find my home with all this fog. With all this fog, there's some ice. Could be this way, hopefully. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. Ooh, torches. Must be on the right path. Hope you guys are doing well today. My day's going pretty well so far. Haven't been so bad. I'm just going to fill in these random weird holes I see. Hope your day is going well. Hope you're having a good week, good month maybe. It's good to see you back here again with me on ClassicCraft, even though we can't find our way around. On ClassicCraft. Oh, we really can't find our way around. I hope you've enjoyed the other stuff I've been doing on the channel recently. It certainly seems like plenty of people have been, between Triple H and the Star Trek stuff, in the build-up to Star Trek Infinite's release, which releases on this Friday. Same day I go back on call for my job. So, yeah, sorry, I have to do this. I can't. I have no idea where I am or where I'm supposed to be. See some torches there. There it is. There's the house. I was going to wander forever. I know, huh, gee. But yeah, it releases this Friday. Same day I go back on call. So that means that this week, might not be the week that you're watching this video on, but this week is going to be pretty heavy with some double uploads. Which I really don't like doing double upload days because it always means that the views get split and one or technically both of the videos suffer. So, you know, if there's one thing you could do this week, if you could just really just watch those videos or just let them run in your browser, hit that like button on each one of them that I upload, that would be great. In fact, I guess I'll put this up on Monday so it's not too outdated. Oh, you're just... I'll put this up on Monday. Hi, Snowy. That way, everybody knows what we're all talking about. And you go in there, and you're a single piece, and you can go in there. Iron ore. I guess I picked up some good stuff last time. Oh, we finally got seeds. Seeds will really help out the barn, which is always good. Mushroom. I guess that's a different type of wood. Ever so slightly different. Sticks going there, bones going there, feathers going there, more coal goes there. That's charcoal though, so I guess it doesn't count. Iron ore is going to go here. Eventually this will all be a beautiful system, and we'll never complain about it again. But yeah, if you could do me a huge favor and just like really smack the like button. Hate saying that. If you could just do me a favor and really smack the crap out of the like button for all the videos this week, that would be just absolutely fantastic and amazing. And it would really help out because, you know, the likes are part of the, I know the last episode, the likes are really a major part of the algorithm and making sure that everything works with the algorithm, you know. Obviously, I am going back on call. Hold on. We've got soup! Oh, we got soup. It doesn't stack, but we've got soup. Oh, 4 bowls of soup. Oh, let's go. Snowy, Snowy, Snowy. Look at this soup, buddy. Oh, look at that soup. Here, you can lick the bowl, partner. Sorry, I just wanted to go crazy over the soup. Apparently that was a really popular TikTok to do. Everybody loved that TikTok that I did with the soup. But yeah, so it releases this Friday, which is good. Gives you the weekend to play it. is bad though, because that's when I go on call, and when I'll also be going on a trip. So I don't know. I guess I'll have to record it during the day or something, like while I'm at work. I don't know. Don't know how that's gonna work out. Maybe I'll have to stay up late the night before. I don't know. Fun times though. Fun times ahead. Nope, don't want that wood. In fact, I don't want that either. Gotta get all this into big... We won't be wanting for wood anymore, that's for darn tootin'. So I'm interested to see how the week plays out in that regard. But I am excited for it. I am still obviously very excited for it. But yeah, it's going to be a week of double uploads, so if you could just give the most support you could, I would really appreciate it. I really would. Alright, so what did I say? I wanted the barn to be like in the corner over here, so we will, of course, just start with that. Now, can't breed animals here, so this is really just going to be, maybe it's more of a greenhouse barn? I don't know. Come on, click it in. Hope this clicking isn't too loud, by the way. I was listening to something else. I don't know what it was. I was listening to some recording I was doing, and the clicking was just loud as heck. Like a decent sized barn. One over here, one over here. And we just drag that to the center. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so 1, 3, 4, 5. Of course, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's uneven-ish, but you know what? It's a barn, so the double doors are actually going to work in our favor this time. God, I talked about a lot of just random... You know what? I need that anyways. I talked about a lot of random stuff in the last video. It was definitely not what I expected to be talking about. And by the last video, I mean like the last session. Just because I did cover a whole host of topics. Do I want the... Yeah, you know what? I want this one to be wood. Just a nice little outline of wood across the top. Talked about a lot of topics. Talked about algorithms, talked about old things, talked about the PC Gamer demo. I did re-watch some of the last session just for this. Ugh. Didn't take too much damage. I'm going to take these off though. Well, I'm not actually doing anything. Don't want to waste it. Not bad. I don't know how barn-like this is going to look. It may just look like a giant building. That's okay. It's about creativity. That's what we're about right now. Just going to mark this. I'm going to actually take this out. Mark it with dirt, so I always know what it is. It's meant to be the doors. About the PC Gamer demo, I still have that. I'm gonna do that at some point. Lord knows when, but I'm gonna do it at some point. It's gonna be a really big barn. And of course I'm having a big blast, especially with all the support that's been getting shown recently. I mean, just like, wow. It honestly has blown me away. I don't know what it is. Some of the Triple H videos are really taking off. You know, I'm not complaining. Just going like, I don't know what you see so special in these specific episodes, but I'm glad somebody thinks they're good. Sorry, I just had to adjust the volume because the music sounded really loud in my ears. Looks like it's getting night. means it's going to be about time for us to head to bed. As I keep getting distracted between topics, my bad, really my bad. So it's here, dirt, and I guess I'll just put a little dirt to stand on. That, and then we take that all the way across. Yeah, not really gonna look like a barn. Gonna look like a giant block in the landscape, but that's okay. It's all about learning. Keep getting distracted by other topics. My bad. Definitely don't want to be out here too late at night. Good partner. Ooh. But yeah, Triple H stuff has been going well. There was a huge response to the Cardassian campaign videos, which I did not see happening. I thought that would really be like a niche thing for me to enjoy. But I'm really pleased with the support, honestly. It blew me away. I think it's got like 10 likes. That's just fantastic. Honestly, it is. Yep, so you go there. I know it's been a little bit since I uploaded Ballad of Gay Tony. I think it's been a week and a half now at this point that I haven't uploaded anything for it. And that's just because the Triple H stuff and then the Cardassian campaign, those kind of took over as the main things I was uploading. Especially because I have finished, just last week, actually, I just finished that season mode. It was a really interesting finish. You guys are going to get 2 endings for it, so don't, when you see ending 1, don't be surprised when you see ending 2 pop up. Because that, man, I don't know how to describe it. I can't describe it using, can't describe it using YouTube safe words. They're all steadily outpacing ClassicCraft, which isn't, I'm not upset about that or anything. I did see, what I did see? I did see a large influx of people doing videos and talking about classic Minecraft, how it was different, what's changed, and all that. And I only noted, and all of them are bookmarked for like the last 2 months. And I know people have been doing these videos for years. I know it's not me, but I'm sure it's just the permanency effect isn't what it's called. But it's like when you get a new car, suddenly you see that car everywhere on the road. Yeah. It's kind of like that. And I just find it kind of funny. Alright, keep going with this. But yeah, I find it funny that suddenly there are a lot of people talking about classic Minecraft. Some of them, in a bad way. Some talking about it in the toxic way. But that's not what we're doing. We're here to enjoy it. We're here to have fun. Alright, so this is where the dirt comes in handy. Because it lets me do this. I really like that they added this feature later. Oh, yeah, the walk-off feature. I really like that they added this feature later. The one where they could turn sideways. Because when I first got back into Minecraft in 2018, hadn't played it seriously since probably 2013. And the last time I probably did play it was 2014. And I got back into it, and, this is when they have all the weird mutant fish people or whatever. That's not what they're called. The underwater zombies, the drowned. And they had big underwater temples with the things that would slow you down. You couldn't mine as fast in them. And I remember when because it was the Windows Microsoft edition, because it was on my brand new computer or whatever that I got for college. This is gonna be a different wood, isn't it? Fudgesicle. And so it was just the one. It's not Java. It's the other one. There's like Bedrock and Java editions. Is that what it is? So I guess this was the Bedrock edition. What did I do that for? God, everybody was probably looking at that going, Pizza, what are you doing with yourself? And so the first thing I did, I had a really good spawn world for that world, by the way. The first thing I did, and you know, at the end of this video, if at all possible, I will put up some photos of that world. Some of the photos I have of that world at the end of this video. Just because I think that would be neat to share that with you. So after burning down a town and becoming the overlord for a while, and for a while I mean like one night, and then I realized that the villagers would just keep coming into the bed where I was at, because they just saw it as a bed. And I thought, you know what, that's kind of annoying, so I struck out a very small distance away, got distracted by the fact that there were salmon in the game, and set up shop on a little sandy outcropping, swam out into the ocean a little bit. I think this part just needs to be wood at the center. And discovered that water temple, discovered all the drowned, and very quickly went, And in my very creative brain, the way I approached the problem was not, wow, this is neat, I should wiki this. It was, wow, this is really neat. I've never experienced this, I haven't experienced this childlike level of wonder with Minecraft in years. So I just went with it. I built an underground railway, or an underwater railway system to get around. I built an underground observation base so that I could watch the drowned and this big thing that I couldn't understand, this water temple, and be like, I'm spying on them secretly. We are engaged in a war. Something kind of stupid like that. Not bad. Not bad. And it was really fun. I eventually, when I was building that underwater railway system, I'm doing this without potions or anything, and pretty much entirety of it, up until a part I'm going to tell you in a second, or later, the entirety of it I did without potions or anything. It was just a long process of, you know, you've got smelted stone, you go underwater, you build it together. That was such a perfect ending to that. You know, so it was a long process, but I had a lot of free time. It's college. You've got a lot of free time in college. It's dark in here. And so at one point, I was like, I don't want to ruin the area around my home by strip mining for stone. So hello, Mr. Cow. I went further away. You're the different colored wood block. I went further away, and I strip mined basically an entire mountain entirely for its stone. I worked down like probably 5 or 10 levels of it, of just the stone. Just the stone. To get all, and then you know, you gotta have a lot of coal and a lot of trees to smelt all of it into smooth stone. Or not smooth stone, I guess just regular stone, but whatever. Away from cobblestone into a smoother stone. Man, I had so much fun building that underwater railway. It's so tedious and so difficult because then, you know, when you're done building it, you could have used sponges, but I didn't know where to find sponges. So all I did was I went through and with a dirt block and a shovel would just fill up every square that had water in it to get rid of the water. It's a huge barn, by the way. And that was so fun. That was so neat. That was one of the coolest things I've ever done in Minecraft. I had so much fun doing that. And eventually, you know what? I did manage to infiltrate the temple. I did manage to kill the guardian that was around it. And then I went off to do more adventures. And that's the playthrough. This one I did in college. That was the playthrough where I started building my halfway houses. It really influenced a lot of how I've played Minecraft since then. this isn't gonna work. Sorry, I was listening for a sound that was happening elsewhere in the house. Ooh, no. How did I do that? It's not even, but there's no way to do it evenly with it being oddly shaped like this. Oh gosh. But yeah, it was a really fun way to do Minecraft, and I still think fondly back on that series. I'm just gonna get hurt no matter what I do. Lessen the blow. I had a lot of fun with it, and it influenced the way I play Minecraft since then. Obviously, going back to ClassicCraft, you can't do everything the same, but... Oop, had a lot of fun. And you know what, that's another thing. I've really enjoyed, every time somebody leaves a comment on one of these and they're like, wow, it's old Minecraft, I missed this so much, thank you so much for bringing this back, thank you so much for doing this, that stuff always warms my heart, and I always tell the people, you know, I really appreciate that comment, but I don't think everybody quite understands how much I really do appreciate the comment. The first comment of encouragement I got on this channel was for Minecraft, on the first episode of ClassicCraft, I think. And that's where a lot more people started taking interest. Sure, a lot of people have stayed for the Triple H stuff, but ClassicCraft is where I started seeing an uptick in views. Good boy. And it's where I got the first words of encouragement for the channel, you know, from other people. So this series is near and dear to my heart, and wherever it ends up ending, you know, I'll be happy for... I'll always have been happy to do it. I am going to run out of Portal lyrics at some point, though. That's the only concern, is at some point I am going to run out of Portal lyrics. And then what do we do? What do we do then? I don't know. Doot. 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 Oh, sugar. Sugar! Autopilot not functioning. Again, pizza. Come on. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the support this series has gotten. Yes, good job, pizza. Just a nice little flourish down the side here that I'm also going to do here on the corners. I think that would be fun. Do I have another axe? I do. I think that'd be a neat little thing to have here. It's just a nice little flourish on the corners. And I'm doing it wrong. And I am doing it wrong. Okay, so it would be... Gosh. I thought there was a spider behind me. Alright, and then... you would be that. You would be this. And you would be that. But you would be this. And then you would be this. Give my brain a second. I am very slow. Neat. That's actually kind of a neat little thing that it just zigzags back and forth. Speaking of zigzag, not exactly anywhere near ClassicCraft, not anywhere near ClassicCraft related, but Dolph Ziggler released like probably last week or something at this point. Wow, I can't believe that. As somebody who grew up and got into wrestling at the time of like, God, when would I have started? I would have started at like 2011 is when I would have really started getting interested in it. That's a neat little thing, and it's a nice, it makes it stand out. And so Dolph Ziggler, you know, just like Zack Ryder, is one of those people that you just go, yeah, I'm down with this. I'm down with this guy. Did you deserve a... Oh, you do deserve an extra. That's why it looked a little weird. We finally built a barn. Can you believe it? Holy crap, we finally made a barn. It is a weird looking barn, but nothing is perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. Come on, I saw you hit it. I saw you hit it. I can see the squares. But yeah, that's when I would have started watching wrestling and stuff. So, you know, people like Dolph Ziggler, really near and dear to my heart, honestly, when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I watched it regularly from 2010, 2011 until 2016. Yeah, that's about when I would have really been into it. Is that also a 3 block, or is that just a 2? No, that is 3. Okay. So it's amazing to see that he's been released. I know he hasn't been anything for, God, years now, but Dolph Ziggler will always be real to me. Dang it. There was a big string of cuts this year. A lot of people you wouldn't expect. I mean, Edge just left. Of course, he went straight to AEW, which is perfectly fine. I have, every time Christian Cage is on screen, my man, I have just been loving the heck out of it. His shtick right now, his gimmick is absolute money. Because, you know, Christian's always been, like, fan favorite, but never, like, you know, up there in the rankings, aside from, you know, him and Orton and the World Heavyweight Championship, Capital Punishment, blah, 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 all that other stuff that everybody talks about. But he's never been, like, I don't know if I've ever really taken Christian's character seriously. I think that's the word. I've never really taken it seriously. So it's just cool to have him do such a fun character. And I love all the memes. Pardon me. It is a calming game. It's a very calming game. I love all the memes I see of any time anybody's dad is mentioned being dead in wrestling anywhere. You can bet that you're going to have some people posting memes about Christian. Oh, it's just too perfect. Hi, guys. I need you for food. I know I got the stew. But the stew's not going to provide me as much as eating an entire family will. Is that horrifying? Should be. If you're not horrified by that, see a doctor. But like a mental one, not a physical therapist. What? Anyways. Yeah, so obviously Edge went straight to AEW. That was really cool. AEW's been kicking off hot lately. Like, I don't want to say that they're making WWE worried, but the fact that for NXT of all things, a show that hasn't... Okay, there are a lot of conflicting opinions on NXT. I haven't really watched it since, you know, the Sasha, Bayley, Becky era. Once they all kind of moved up, I stopped watching it. I got the vaudevillains were always great on NXT, weren't they? Anyways, not as important. You know, a lot of people have their differing opinions on NXT. Some people are really, what is this? Pizza, you're getting distracted. Yeah, I know. I know I'm getting distracted, but we'll have to come back to this later. Just a weird thing under the ice. I'm definitely coming back to you later. But my opinion is that NXT kind of sucks. I don't know. There are good characters and stuff on there, and there's some tremendous athletes. Like, I'm not knocking it because of the athletic prowess or anything. The athletes they've got right now are great. I just, it's really, for me, it hasn't been that great, you know, in a long time. But NXT, of all things, is... Because of the way AEW has been popping off, NXT is getting front-loaded with Taker, Cena, what do they also say, like Paul Heyman, and some other guys. They are just front-loading NXT this week. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Thought they weren't a competition. Because if you saw a footage cut there, ignore it. That was my bad. I accidentally popped up something else. But yeah, NXT is getting front-loaded with some of the biggest talent that WWE has to go up against AEW. Like, Jesus. That's at least, like, certainly some compliments to your competition, you know? Even if you don't think they're anything, the fact that you are front-loading with that much talent and that much name brand talent, that makes me think some certain things, you know? Alright, so if it started right here, did it start right off the base? It did. There's no way this is lined up. No. What the heck? I did the exact same thing, didn't I? Or did I went one too high, didn't I? No? That matches up to that. That matches up to that. Why does it feel like this? Oh, I guess maybe it does. But yeah, wrestling's great right now, is basically the summary of that story. That's the unfortunate part. I always feel bad for ClassicCraft stuff because I just ramble on. And it's not normally about coherent stories. A lot of my rambling on ClassicCraft is just me switching between like 5 or 6 different stories, as I also switch between like 5 or 6 different projects. I think that story started with me going like, Dolph Ziggler was released. What? That's where that story started. Because I mispronounced a word and came out with a story about Dolph Ziggler. Which I always loved Dolph Ziggler. Every time I did a universe, Dolph Ziggler got pushed hard in my universes. I always pushed him so hard. I was such a big mark for Dolph. I still am. Him and McIntyre. Which McIntyre's actual like character and wrestling and stuff didn't sell me as a fan of his. You know what sold me as a fan of McIntyre for life? And no, it's not his comeback either. It's the fact that in the WWE 12 video game, he's one of the main characters of that storyline. If I could get WWE 12 emulation working, oh my god, you would have to bet your bottom dollar I would have done a playthrough of it already. Because it was a breakaway from the crappy, terrible. Everybody, for some reason, every wrestling person I'm looking at now is now looking back at SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 being like, oh, it was a great game, underrated gem, you know, this is when the modern era really took off. And I'm like, no, not really. Really not even close. It was the worst at that point. It was a very low point for the series. I can't believe there's just some mad revisionist history going on with some things right now. And that is one of them. There's no reason whatsoever everybody should be going crazy about it and being like, this is so great. It's not. It's terrible. And it still is terrible. 12 was basically the last of the SmackDown vs. Raw era. I know it wasn't SmackDown vs. Raw anymore, but it was basically the last of that era. Anybody in here? No? Okay. It was the last of that era. And it was good. It was solid. It could have been better, honestly, but for what it was, for the roster that it had, for the fact that it's like one of the last games that had Arn Anderson of all people as a playable character, and the wacky WCW comeback storyline, like with the Caw and everything. God, jeez, it was it was a mess and a half, to put the most kindly. But it's such silly nonsense that I just kind of love it, you know. No, dang, should have put this barn like one shorter. And everything would match up a little easier. Oh well. But yeah, if I could get that emulation working, gosh, you bet. But yeah, there's some real revisionist history with that, and it's not a good game. 12 is alright. It definitely pulled itself back. 13 did a absolutely horrific job of trying to... So did 14, to be fair. Of trying to retell. Like, if you had never seen any of that stuff before, if you didn't see the Monday Night Wars, yeah, you'd be... And that was your only experience... exposure to it, you'd be forgiven. Because it's a real the victor writes the history kind of thing. It's not a bad game. And you know what? Its roster is stacked. And I had a lot of fun with 13. And then 2K takes over for 14, kind of. And personally, 2K14 is one of my favorite wrestling video games of all time. I rate it just as highly as I do 2K19. And here comes the pain. And even though this one is more of a rose-tinted glasses thing, SmackDown 2. I rate all of those as like the best wrestling video games I've ever played, but it's 19 and 14 that are jockeying for top spot. I can't tell you how much fun I had with 14, with its massive roster. With its, I mean, the road to the 30 years of WrestleMania, it's okay. I mean, it's nothing special. But the roster, the universe, this was really like the first time that universe mode felt like a universe mode. And I played the heck out of it. My favorite thing is that, and I specifically remember the Royal Rumble part of this, is Jericho came out for a match. And Jericho had been my most hated heel in the entire universe. And I have never once before or since heard such deafening boos in a video game as I did for when Jericho came out. Oh my god, I don't even remember who he was fighting. It was one of my favorite video game memories of all time, running through that one specific universe mode. I had like the Motor City Machine Guns, and it was like Justin Gabriel and somebody else playing the Motor City Machine Guns. And then I had the New Age Outlaws. I think I just called them the New Age Outlaws. I think I just called them the Outlaws or something. And it was Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. Miz was obviously in Road Dogg colors. Ziggler was in Billy Gunn colors. I had so much fun. I had a feud between Christian and Edge in that universe. I had a feud between my custom character and Triple H in that universe that just knocked everybody in the universe's socks off. It was so massive. I had so much fun. And then 19 is for me the last good wrestling video game. There was some weird revisionist history going on with like 20 as well. People are coming back around to 20 and being like, it wasn't that bad, you know, they fixed things. I'm like, no, it was horrible. It was horrifying. And I'm surprised the video game series didn't get canceled. And everything since then, man, you know what? My biggest issue with every wrestling video game that 2K has done is the fact that it's still a thing now. I was going to pick up 2K24. And then I heard, oh yeah, the AI moves still don't count towards your star rating for a match. And I went, this is a thing that everybody has been clamoring for how long now? Like a decade, I think. I think the stars were announced in 2K15 or 2K16. It's been long enough that there's no excuse for why the AI doesn't count towards the stars. And I looked at it and I was like, and for some reason in 2K24, you can simulate stuff in universe, but unlike 2K19, you can't pick who's going to be the winner of the bout. I'm like, why did you get rid of that? Why did you get rid of... That was one of my favorite parts about 2K19 is that you no longer had to go in and play every match. If you wanted to build a storyline but didn't want to play the match that week, you could do that. You could do that. Because you could simulate it and just choose who was going to win. Nope, apparently they got rid of that feature. Oh, don't do this, water. I'm gonna cover you up. I'm gonna cover you up, water. I'm gonna toss some dirt in there. I'm gonna cover you up. Fix it, fix it. There it is. Yeah, there's and some people are going crazy over 2K24, and I was like, it's not. Or maybe I'm thinking of 2K23. Either way, I'm like, it's still not. You know, the series isn't where I would like it to be. There are a lot of changes that I feel like the series needs to make, and they're just never going to make. And at this point, it's just wishful thinking to ever think it was going to be. AEW, their video game, good. Very obvious it's their first one. You know, there's a lot of things that you're still missing. And big content drought. You know, and the fact that there's no... I have a lot of issues with the AEW video game. I got a lot of issues with it. But, you know, it's their first go-around. They're back with Ukes, which is its own little bucket of worms. They're back with Ukes, so whatever. But it's their first one. I'm not gonna hassle on it too hard. But the 2K series there are some things in there that should just be common sense at this point, and why they haven't been updated or why they're not in is ridiculous. Now, I'm a big wrestling fan, if you couldn't know. I'm a big wrestling video game fan too. Why did I? I have a lot of thoughts on it. I've been playing these games forever. I have a lot of thoughts on them, but I've also kind of just on the side of I've kind of given up on them getting better. 2K19 was great, and then 2K20 fell apart, and the series just hasn't really reached a state I think I could go back to it in. It's not worth me dropping $60 or whatever. And the fact that they delisted all the old ones, I still have on my Steam wish list 2K15, but they delisted it. Like, I don't know why. Okay, I know why. Corporate greed. Force you to buy the newest one. You know, like, I understand why. I just don't get why they had to delist it. Like, Grid. Grid, one of my favorite racing games of all time. The original, delisted, so you have to buy. So if you ever want to go get the Grid, thank you. You've got to get it. The new one. The crappy one. They don't even have Grid 2, I don't think. I think they took that out, too. I need to get a hoe. Delisting things definitely gets a bee in my bonnet. Who left the doors open? Who left both doors open? Snowy, you're gonna let a breeze in. I should probably get a stone hoe. And I know I don't have enough seeds for this, but I will go out and gather more as well. But yeah, that's just some pizza feelings, you know. Just some pizza feelings. You need to go away. And I don't have my torches out, so I will fix up the torch situation here. It'll get better. Oh, come on now. I'm not going to keep rambling on about that, especially because it's getting dark, so we better head back, partners. And you know what? Looking at the time, I think this is a part where I'll end the episode here. I'll pick up in 2 minutes when I start recording again. That's going to do it today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. My rambling about a lot of wrestling. A lot of wrestling. Don't know what portal quote I'm going to be able to use for this today. That's going to do it today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like. If you enjoy listening to the sound of my voice or you just want to keep up with the stuff I'm doing, drop a sub. It really helps out, and I really appreciate it. We've really popped off lately. Let's keep that momentum going. That's going to do it today, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.